Frag Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, baby, for another episode of Frag Tag Radio. And here with you today are your boys, Radius.
NJ to the Ray, baby.
D-O. And Matt.
All right. So, First, we got to get those plugs out there, of course. Full plug Xbox News by Bright AI. Great app, fast loading, Zero Force closes. Download it on the Android market. That's Xbox News. Enjoy it. Also, if you're on iOS, they got the podcast app on there. J-Ray loves it with the new iOS 6. Just download it. Frag Tag's right up there. And then Stitcher Radio is on Android and iOS. We're on there as well. And they got an app on the Windows 8 market called Podcast. We're on that baby as well. So, yep. So enjoy it. And also hit us up at FragTag Radio on Twitter and at fragtagradio.com.
Or on the Google Play Store.
On there? Who knew? All right, so before we go into the main discussion, we're welcoming Matt to the show for the first episode.
Thank you.
And so we always, do like a little short interview when new people come on. So it's like, how long have you been gaming is always the first question.
Oh, jeez.
Couple days.
Keep
it PG.
Yeah, jeez, probably, I don't know, since I was a little kid. Getting my first Nintendo, rocking out with that.
NES,
Of course.
the original?
Yes. Actually, I had Atari before that, I guess.
I would say, all right, so top five games of all time.
That's a tough question.
Man, really? I would say
Favorite game of all time.
favorite game of all time would have to be...
It's hard to choose just one.
I know, right?
That's why I said five.
Well, that's
You
hard.
could do this. Pick one from the past, pick one from the present, pick one for the future.
One from the past.
How about just a game you like?
Yeah, that's true. I'll throw a random one out there. It's from the 64. It was Beetle Adventure Racing.
Oh my god! Someone
was-
else liked that game. Oh my god! I have talked about that game so many times,
It's
and
great.
both J-Ray and Steve are like, "We don't remember that game, dude." And I'm like, "I'm telling you, that game was awesome.
game-
I remember the game. I just never played it.
It was freaking
Like,
awesome."
They had the
dude.
Halloween track and like
The one where it was like Jurassic Park, dude,
Yeah,
with
and
the
you had, like,
T-Rex.
the jump
Oh
and-
my
it
god!
was great.
We're out of the loop.
Oh,
You missed out. It was great.
it was one of the greatest games of all time.
For all you old heads.
Yeah, Beetle Adventure Racing on the
That's right,
Nintendo
man.
64. Do you own that?
No, I don't. I'm working on that.
Oh yeah. If you get that, man, I'm coming over. We're playing.
Oh, yeah,
we're
down.
playing that.
All right, give us another game you like.
I don't know. A more recent one, I guess, would be actually Crysis. For
Crysis.
instance, yeah. Started playing that. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like the whole shield and stealth mechanic.
If you could only have one game to play for the rest of your life, what game would it be?
Oh
Man.
it would have to have a lot of replayability.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd have to go with like Tetris. Like on
Tetris.
Old
I
school.
mean, yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same premise, just
I
challenging.
would go freaking insane if I only had Tetris and I played that so much. I mean, Tetris was great, but I sucked at it. I sucked at Tetris.
Well, it definitely takes some practice to get
It does.
masterful.
If you have plenty of time, man.
I'm not good at stuff like those little quick puzzle games like that, like Bejeweled. I
You're not a Bejeweled master?
I'm not a Bejeweled master by any stretch.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not terrible at Bejeweled. I was terrible at Tetris.
You're a Temple Run master.
I'm not a Temple Run master, but I do play me some Temple Run in my time. Anyway,
For sure. Well, yeah. So good to have you with us on the show, and Matt will be having his own little talk segment later on towards the end after we make it through the news. So real quick, last week me and J-Ray talked about the new consoles. PS4 just recently announced. Everybody knows now.
And that is blown up everywhere. I mean, I'll be watching YouTube videos, and that's the only ad other than like the Marines or the naval, sign up bullshit ads.
Sony's going all out.
I was reading where Ustream had like something like 4.5 million people watching on just Ustream watching their presentation.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, PlayStation's partnered with Ustream.
Yeah. You want to know something interesting though?
They partnered with them for the share button.
IGN did an interview and they asked Ustream if they were exclusive to Sony. He said absolutely not.
Oh yeah.
And he said they might not be on other consoles like to the extent that they're on Sony, but that does not mean they're exclusive to them. They asked, does that mean Wii U or the next Xbox? He said, I cannot comment at this time. So, will Xbox have a share button?
Who knows?
Will you be able to broadcast on Xbox? I hope so, because I thought that was the coolest part of the PlayStation. You know, I think it'd be cool just to be able to watch other people play. Because I know you're not going to get a PlayStation 4, so we're not going to be able to use that feature.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, it's all in the type of gamer that you are, and I think the four of us here are a pretty wide verse just between the four of us. Me, who buys a crap ton of games but sticks with one console. J-Ray, who buys a crap ton of games and tries to buy all the consoles.
Except for Nintendo Wii U. I have not bought that console, and I don't plan on it.
And then we've got
kick-ass Zelda.
Our resident budget gamer, Steve-O. Always looking out to save those listeners $1 or $2.
You know it.
In World of Warcraft City. And the resident MMO guy. And
then we got Mattilio over here. He's on his 360, but 2 hours later he's back on the Super Nintendo. So I mean, who knows?
Matter of fact, over here is going to get it down on the Tetris too.
That's right.
You can play Tetris anywhere.
All right, it's everywhere now.
Phone, tablet, console, computer,
glasses.
Draw it on
That'd be
hand.
awesome.
Play glasses on your Google Glass.
Steve-O, as the resident budget gamer, what is a console going to have to bring to the table this next generation for you to make a purchase? What is the big feature that would be needed to sway you?
Steve-O was going to say it's got to be free.
I'm always down for them beta tests. You know, let me get that beta console.
Oh yeah, get that development kit.
So you got to price it at $29.99.
Yeah. Can I make 2 payments? Personally, I think, as always, backwards compatible is going to be the big thing. Because there are some great games that came out in the past I would love to continue to play, and as well as the future games.
Well, one of the things that a lot of people don't like is with the PlayStation 4, it is definitely not going to be backwards compatible. And we're thinking, and we don't know this, of course, it's just a guess, that the arcade games that you download are probably going to be backwards compatible. But the disc-based games, at least at the beginning, probably won't be. Of course, this is just, speculation. But because they're probably going to want to get more life out of the 360. And I agree, man. I'd love for it to be backwards compatible, and I hope to God they are. But if PlayStation's any indication, it's not going to be the case. So.
And that would be a big downer for me because, I mean, Oblivion, those games were great.
Yeah.
Even the very few select games for the original Xbox, like Star Wars, The Republic, Fable, the first Fable,
classics,
was a great game.
Yeah.
They'll still, imagining they'll still have backwards compatibility at some point, but they're going to want you to keep your 360. I'm thinking,
they might end up doing it the same way they did backwards compatibility with the 360 through like emulation, where they just emulate the controls onto whatever the new controller.
That's what they're saying. PlayStation. That's what they said at PlayStation. That's what they're looking into doing. Other than Gaikai, which was their streaming service, the emulation. But it's not going to be straight backwards compatible where you put the game in.
See, streaming I'm not so sure about, because streaming games, especially current generation games, is far from perfect.
Well, no, but we're talking about, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and then PlayStation 3. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work out, but that's why they paid $360 million for it. Hopefully it works, because if they paid that damn much money, it doesn't work. Yeah.
On Live is supposed to be the top dog out of all the streaming companies, and I've watched videos of people playing Mass Effect over that, and it was choppy, to say the least.
Yeah, well,
And it was over a good connection, because they were showing the connection speed while
you would think they'd figure that out, or have it figured out before they were working, before they would announce it, because there's going to, if they come out with something that's choppy and crappy, then who the hell's going to want the service?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it has to work. In order for them to fork out $360 million, you would have to say Sony was impressed from the Gaikai when they offered it to them.
Yeah.
I mean, supposedly it was like 6 different companies bidding for it, so.
You never know. Microsoft paid like $400 million for Rare, and they're just using this to make Avatar clothes. So.
That's a good point.
That's very true.
You figure they would have utilized that $400 million, but
is that how much they paid for Rare? $400 million?
Something like that.
That sounds absurd. I don't know.
It's been a long time since I've seen the numbers, but it was big.
$400 million?
It was big. Well, if you remember, back when they bought Rare, Rare was a huge company.
Yeah,
I know.
They developed all the biggest games for Nintendo 64. I mean,
everything.
Nintendo 64 would not have been a hit without Rareware.
I'm not contesting that, Rare was a powerhouse, but even a powerhouse company, 400 mil, unless they're bringing some crazy technology to they overpaid.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Jeez, I would say 40 million.
I don't know, man. Maybe it was somewhere between 400 and 40 and 400.
Somewhere in between there,
All I know is it was a big chunk
We're
of
playing
change.
horseshoes over here.
Yeah, baby.
Big chunk of change.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll never see 40 million in my life, so I'll never see 400 million. That's for damn sure.
I mean, if you look at it, like THQ just had their big auction, and gaming companies paid well over $25 million for a single IP.
Yeah. No, I definitely can see that they would cost a lot of money. It's just 400 million. Just sounds absurd,
Like I said, Rare was a powerhouse.
Shit, I don't even think you could buy Sony's whole company right now for 400 mil.
Yeah. I don't know. Sony dabbles in everything.
That's what I mean.
They got the TVs, the laptops. I don't think you can buy the whole company for that.
No, it'd probably cost you about $5 billion to buy Sony.
Yeah.
With their TVs and laptop, everything. Yeah. They do dabble in everything.
You might be able to buy the Vita market or something.
Be able to buy the Vita market for about $500,000 right now. No, the Vita's a great system, man. It's just not selling well.
Yeah.
Just not selling well.
So other than backwards compatibility, any big features that would be needed for you to make a purchase?
I mean, from what I've seen from the progression of the Xbox, going from a Ethernet connected, finally to the internet, to an adapter for the 360 to the 360 Slim being built in with the wireless end. I think that pretty much they're on the right track when it comes to connectivity to an internet source, as well as hiding the hard drive now to make the system look more sleek. I hope that they don't change the controls too much, because I really love the controls.
Yeah.
I have heard a lot of people that are, no offense, J-Ray, but big PlayStation fans that hate the controls. They love the PlayStation controls, but they hate the 360.
I am the exact opposite. I do not like the PlayStation controller. I do like the controller, and there's one thing they changed that I like, and one thing they kept the same that I like. I hate the sticks, how they are concave.
Yeah.
Or convex, how they go. My thumb slip, and it drives me crazy. And Xbox has the concave sticks, and I love that. And the triggers. The triggers on the PlayStation controller aren't like triggers, and I hate it. And they're changing both of those to be more like Xbox. Thank the Lord, because I cannot stand that. But the one thing that they did keep the same that I liked is the right stick. L3 and R3 are still side by side, whereas on Xbox, L3 is above the D-pad. I don't know. To me, I guess it's just because I started out playing more PlayStation than Xbox, and of course playing PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1. I'd gotten used to that. Well, the PlayStation 1 didn't have the right stick, but you know what I mean? I just gotten used to that. Yeah. And then the Xbox was just a little bit different. Of course, I've gotten used to that now, too, so it's not a huge deal.
After playing with a Nintendo 64 controller for so many years,
that's true, too.
You can tackle just about any damn controller after playing with that controller.
That's very true, because that was the funkiest, weirdest controller. And then the GameCube controller. How
you
weird
can hold
was
it
that?
three different ways.
The GameCube
controller was weird. A C button. It's a deep... what in the world was that?
Yeah.
Reminded me of the old Sega Saturn controller back in the day, just had a joystick.
Yeah. But I have seen the same thing though. There's people that are diehard PlayStation guys that have always loved the DualShock, and they're all bent out of shape now because they've changed it a little bit. But I think the changes they've made have been improvements.
Yeah.
I think they needed those changes, but you're always going to have those guys that are like, no, man, the DualShock, man.
It's not like they made the triggers just like Xboxes, because in my opinion, the triggers still could have been done a little bit better.
Yeah, they didn't make them exactly like Xboxes, where it's a straight up trigger. They kind of put it somewhere in between.
Yeah,
somewhere where like in between.
That's the thing that I like about Xbox, is because the trigger it curves around your finger, so it feels more like you're pulling a real trigger.
That's one of the things I like about the 360 controller better too. I like the concave sticks, and I like the triggers. The triggers are great on the Xbox. Though another thing that I think the PlayStation 1 has over it is the bumper. I don't really like the... I don't know. I just like the feel of the button, whereas on Xboxes, even though you can feel it, it's not stick it
doesn't
up
feel
as much.
right.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. It's almost like when they made those controllers, they didn't intend for the right and left bumper to be used as much as every game decided to use them.
Almost like they forgot to put them into the last minute.
Yeah.
Like, oh crap, we need to etch this.
Let's throw 2 more buttons in there for all of it, and then all of a sudden, every game's like attaching grenades to that button and stuff.
Well, Gears of War, I mean, the right bumper you're using for active reloads like every few seconds.
I know,
true, constantly.
And it's not like it's broken or anything. I just like how PlayStation's has a little bit of more.
It's more to it.
Hype to it. You can just feel it.
Well, the bumpers are definitely the weakest button on the controller because I've dropped many Xbox controllers, and every time I drop an Xbox controller and something breaks on it, it's the bumper. Like it's like the spring or a piece of plastic behind the bumper that will break out, and then suddenly the bumper is just stuck inside the controller, and it's like you can still press the button, but it doesn't feel like you're pressing a button at all because it's just sitting inside there.
Not to mention. P plays when he plays his games just like I do with first-person shooters, and you really get into those games. You are wailing on those controls, and it seems like those first controls that go. P's testament to this is that right bumper for Gears. That is the first button to go, and it is the worst one to get a hold to.
Yeah.
So,
well, another thing about the bumpers too, I guess this is the last thing I'll say about it, is every other button on the Xbox controller, other than the R3 and L3, are pressure sensitive.
Yeah.
Every button on the PlayStation is the same way, but those bumpers are just a click. You can't put it down halfway, like you can every other button on the controller. So, like in Madden, this is just an example, but in Madden, to throw a lob pass or over the top pass, you barely press A or B or whichever receiver. To throw a bullet, you press it hard and quick. Well, if I want to throw to the running back, which sometimes is attached to RB or something, I hit it, and it's always the same pass, because there's no pressure to it. So
Right.
Breaking down the console controllers.
Oh, yeah.
I think just overall, the console, although I know that they'll probably market the older games in the DL section for purchase of, it would just be a heartache for me to already have a game and have to repurchase it if they're not going to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about.
I think all the arcade games will be backwards compatible. I'm almost certain Xbox will do that. I would be shocked if they didn't do that. But the retail games, I see, like P said, probably emulation down the road.
I'd be upset because I've got 200 full arcade games.
I know, me too. I'd be very upset.
There's no way I'm going to give it, thousands of dollars in arcade games.
Used games. If you better still be able to play used games.
Yeah.
Because the rumor was out that Xbox is blocking used games on their next gen console, and if they do, there's going to be a lot of pissed off.
The same rumor was out for Sony before they had their press conference.
That's true too. That's true too. Yeah, because until I actually heard the guy come out and say, Yoshimoto or whatever, say that used games are playable, I was like, wait a minute. They didn't say nothing about this at that press conference.
Yeah.
But then he came out and said, yeah, used games will be playable. So, because damn, if I can't buy a used game for $5, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah. The used game market is huge.
Redbox might as well close up shop.
And the
GameFly.
The system that blocks used games is also going to be the system that pisses off GameStop, which is the main outlet to getting your games onto the streets, at least here in America anyway.
My take on this is that GameStop should have, ahead of time, before when they noticed that they were starting to get big, they should have put in a percentage to where the money from their used game goes back to the producer. Because then this would not be happening where there's a struggle between trying to appease the consumer and at the same time trying to appease the producer.
GameStop's greedy asses. They ain't
exactly.
Doing that.
You're going to sit there and trade in let's say Gears of War 4 comes out, You're going to sit there and pay $62 and some change maybe for a full retail. You go to trade it in, you look on the shelf the next day, they want to sell it for $55.
And they gave you $20 for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my thing is, don't be so greedy. You're already a powerhouse now. Why not give a little bit back to the producers? They'll get off of your case about it, and it'll be a mutual agreement between both.
They're already making a killing off the used games anyway.
Always Online is the other rumor that's been going around this week too.
I don't think that's going to be true
I don't
either.
think so either, because there's so many people in the central United States and northern United States.
People all over the world who don't have internet
who
connection.
don't have good. Straight people still using dial-up, in some parts.
Yeah.
So you're going to just market them out, block them out completely from the next generation of Xbox. I just don't see it.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
So anyway, check out the last episode, 106, the next gen episode, for more discussion on the PlayStation 4 event, our Xbox rumors, and all that good stuff.
Goody good stuff. And with that, going into the news.
From the news.
GDC 2013 survey results are in. And this is a quote straight from their press release. In terms of Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, the survey found Microsoft at the top, albeit from lower numbers, with 13.2% currently, 13.2% of developers currently making a game for an Xbox, and close to 14% for are planning their next game for 360. For the PlayStation 3, 13% of developers are releasing their current game on the console, and 12.4% are doing their next game on the console. In terms of the Nintendo Wii U, only about 4.6% of developers, just shy of 5% of developers, are currently making a game for the Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it again going back to the last episode. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on something we've already covered.
And only
Wii's dead.
Only 6.4% of developers are making a game to come out on Wii U later on. So.
I mean, Nintendo is going to be the next.
Developers aren't even planning for their next game to be on Wii U.
Nintendo made a major mistake with Wii U, and I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's finally nipping them in the bud.
Consumers aren't buying it. Nintendo or developers aren't getting down with it. I mean, they're going to have to come with some badass first-party content to keep it rolling.
And Nintendo takes so long to release their first-party content.
It's going to be 2 years before you see a Zelda.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
They came out when they announced the Wii U and said, "Oh yeah, we're going to have a Super Smash Brothers," and the guy who makes Super Smash Brothers was like, "Oh, this is cool. I guess I'm going to be making a new Super Smash Brothers." Like getting started on it, had no idea, and all of a sudden. I guess he probably still hadn't even started making that Super Smash.
Well, what would be nice is, I mean, I hate to say it, but if Nintendo did go the way of Sega,
it'd be good for us.
Yeah,
because we'd start getting these games on Xbox.
We'd have Mario on 360.
Yeah, you're damn right.
I hate to say it, but
Smash Bros on 360.
We said that last episode, same exact thing. You're right. It would be a good thing for the game. Because then we wouldn't have to.
Bad for Nintendo, good for the industry.
Nintendo is strongest in their mobile area. I mean,
3DS,
has been a big hit. I mean, Japan, all them other
So let
places,
them keep their mobile and do away with consoles. Let your games come out because it's going to reach a broader audience, and we don't have to pay $150 just to get a system so we can play Zelda.
Exactly. The size of a tablet versus the size of like a 3DS. You can easily throw that in your pocket
for a kid, especially
on the road, call it a day. Usually, they're cheaper, and if it falls, they're pretty sturdy. Depending on the area that it's falling to. Concrete, not as
you
much.
You drop an iPad. You're going
exactly. You are going to be spanking somebody's butt.
And
so
there's $800.
Even the handheld market is so hard now, though, with smartphones making console quality games.
That's a good point too, because smartphones now is really. But
I wouldn't want to give my kid a smartphone.
But
I mean, I would give him a flip phone.
But we come from a different era.
One step at a time, Junior.
Exactly. You take care of this phone, then you get to have.
It all depends on how old your kids are too.
We also come from a different era because I can tell you these 10-year-olds I coach, they all have iPhones or Android phones or Droids. And I'm sitting here like, are you kidding me? When I was 10, I had a pager.
Yeah.
And I had to beg my parents for that.
Yeah.
But it's just a different era now, it just is.
Personally, I'd rather have, I think it's cool that you can have all those features on the phone, but I'd rather have the controls.
A dedicated
Me too. But I think we're going to start seeing more and more of like the Xperia Play or like the Razor's Edge tablet controllers built in to the phone more. If not, you'll see some more accessories, like where you can pop your phone into a little controller piece. Mm-hmm. You'll probably see more and more of that.
Or like that thing they showed off at the tech conference that I was telling you about, the NVIDIA Shield with the controller, and it's got a screen coming up from the controller.
Yeah. You're going to see more and more of that. It's going to be funny because about 10, 15 years from now, everybody's going to have a iPhone 10 or whatever. Steve-O's kid's going to have a flip phone.
It seems like it seems like everybody's jumping into the hardware market all of a sudden. Like... you've got little consoles like the Ouya, and there's another Android console along with the Ouya, because there's going to be 2 Android consoles.
It's because it's a cheap way to get games into homes.
Plus, Valve is working on the Steam box, which is going to be coming out.
That's true.
And you're talking about $99 for the console, which is a cheaper option.
And
Apple TV's $100.
And then you've got NVIDIA, who has traditionally only made graphics cards, now making their own hardware, like handheld gaming systems and whatnot. So everybody's getting into the hardware market all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. And it's going to get really crowded really quick, and only the strongest are going to see it through, I think. I think a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money on that.
I think the Steam box will survive because of Steam's strong backing. Mm-hmm. The Ouya will have its niche. It'll have its day, but it won't last.
Yeah.
Because, well, you never know. I mean, it's hard to say right now because we're at such a weird place with technology and home gaming where it could go a number of ways. Yeah. Before, you always knew the next generation console was going to come out. You knew that's how you were going to play games. Right now, there's so many options, and it's just going to be hard. The days of PlayStation 2 dominating the sales are done. We're never going to get there. Nintendo 64, systems like that, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. Yeah. Those days are done. PlayStation 4, Xbox 720, the way they're going to sell is to the hardcore gamer and stuff, but they will never reach the numbers like those consoles did because there's just options galore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, everybody's in the hardware market now.
Which is why Xbox really made a smart move by making the whole entertainment options and everything. Yeah. With what they did, and PlayStation's been playing catch-up in that category ever since.
Yeah. Well, and now they've just kind of fallen back to trying to pander to the hardcore gamer again.
Which is what they needed to do, because they've already lost the casual market.
Yeah.
Which is why I think so many people thought PlayStation's show was good, because I think everybody was expecting them to pull a Sony and come out and be like, you can play Netflix on our device. Holy crap! Cool, dude. I can probably play Netflix on a watch right now. Come on.
Well, if they hadn't sued Kevin Butler, he might have came out there and made an appearance for him.
They would have went nuts.
Yeah. It would have been a much better conference if Kevin Butler had headlined that, jank.
Kevin Butler, for some reason, everybody loves some Kevin Butler.
I hate Sony, but I do love me some Kevin Butler. That dude is hilarious.
Yeah, he was funny. All right, goals of boom. EA will soon have cross-platform single identity service.
And this is a news article that you had posted on the Twitter.
Yeah, this is interesting. EA has been working on a technology for quite some time to where they can cross-platform their servers now to where the goal is that I have PlayStation 4, I have Battlefield 4, you have Xbox 720, you have Battlefield 4, you have a PC in Battlefield 4, we can all play together.
Yeah.
You would have a single identity on their games, or connect it through Origin, and that's how you would play. What brought me to thinking is, how would chat work on that? I mean, because Xbox is known for their tight, closed system, which is one of the reasons why people were speculating that Diablo might not come to it. But if Diablo's coming to Xbox, there's no doubt in my mind. Yeah. But they were saying that if it didn't, it would be because of how tight ship they run, their updates and stuff. But how would they get around that, EA? Because that's just, I feel like Xbox would be like,
I think with the new generation that things are changing, and
because this says EA has completed development on its new service that will allow a single identity across all platforms, which includes 360, PS3, Android, iPhone, Windows 8, Facebook, and Origins. And, you can play with friends across all these platforms. And this is some serious stuff we're talking about here, because this is something that 3-4 years ago you'd say would never happen.
No, I mean, just a few months ago we were saying it would
yeah, no kidding. I mean, this is big. This is big. So, thoughts, anybody?
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
The idea of, possibly like you have a friend at work and he's a PlayStation guy and you're an Xbox guy. You can finally stop talking shit to each other and start playing together.
Yeah.
You want to also have those people that play PC and say, "Oh, well, you're not as good as me because PC's way better." And then when I sit there and put it all to the table,
and then when I'm playing a first-person shooter against them and they're mouse clicking my ass and shoot me in the head every damn time, I'm gonna be pissed. Because let's face it, a controller isn't gonna beat a mouse and keyboard on a first-person shooter.
Hell no.
No.
can't beat the precision of a mouse.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, it would be cool to be able to play PC, PS3. I think it'd be neat. I really do.
The prospects are interesting. We'll have to wait and see how it unfolds.
Indeed.
Boom. Skulls of Shogun has had a price drop, and the game hasn't even been out that long. It has dropped down to 800 points, $10 on the Xbox Live Marketplace, whereas it was, 1,200 points. So it's dropped down by like $3 or $4 maybe.
Yeah.
On Windows 8, it's dropped down to $7, which it was $10 on there. So you're saving $3 there as well. So pretty much $3 across the board. Although the game has been $5 on Windows Phone, and it will continue to be $5 on Windows Phone.
Good deal. And now that Matt, big news for Matt here.
Oh, yeah, Rambo. The Rambo game apparently is still alive.
It is still alive,
and
Matt.
Kicking.
Yeah, Reef Entertainment's Rambo, the video game, is still in development. It will now feature the voices of both star Sylvester Stallone and Colonel Troutman actor Richard Crenna. A rep from Reef Entertainment says Studio Canal, the owners of the Rambo films, searched their extensive archives and tracked down audio reels containing the original voice recording tapes.
That's
for
pretty
First
cool.
Blood, yeah, it's exciting. First Blood, First Blood Part 2, and Rambo 3.
So they're going to have the voices, they're going to have real voiceovers.
The real deal.
Yeah.
Real deal.
As long as they have that part in the movie when you hold up in the police station,
Oh, that's
it
going to
should
be
be
dope.
good.
They said they were quoted as saying this game provided them pristine vocal performances of Stallone and Crenna. And you know how I am about my voice acting.
Yeah, well, I know how you are about your movies turned into games as well.
Yes, you are very right about that. You know what's so funny? I was talking to Death on Xbox the other day. And
Shout out.
Shout out to Death from above, our fam in New York. But anyway, he was talking about Halo and the War Games Map Pass, and I said, yeah, and he was like, yeah, I got to get it. He said he's got to get that Gears of War Season Pass.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's cool. He was like, but I know you ain't getting it though, because you pay full price for all them. I started laughing. I was like, you know how I do. Oh man. So, but yeah, this Rambo game. Typically, movie games suck.
That's true.
Yeah.
They typically do.
This one looks good.
Hopefully, because I remember the last Rambo game I played was on the NES, and that was just garbage.
Let's
Yeah,
hope it's
oh,
better
yeah.
than the Expendables.
Oh, God.
You know what was good? The old Ghostbusters games on Nintendo.
Ghostbusters has seemed to get it right from time to time.
Yeah. Well,
Remember going up the stairs?
Yeah.
Oh my!
Trying to make your way up to Zool?
dude.
that shit was rough.
Dude,
Hell yeah, it was.
it felt. It had to have taken an hour to get up those steps.
At least. And you probably died like 30 times in the process.
I will never. Oh man.
That's when games were like really challenging.
Yeah.
Like there's no auto save feature. Go back like 10 minutes earlier.
Does
Yeah.
anybody remember The Legend of Zelda when you were going down that beach next to the cliffs and the boulders fell down?
Oh,
Fall
yeah.
down on you.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness! I used to have dreams that boulders were falling on me.
No.
Yeah, I swear. Like, dude, for some reason that sticks out in my mind as like one of my biggest memories of playing games. Is that part of The Legend of Zelda and getting the magic sword from the graveyard.
Oh yeah, the graveyard.
And
yeah.
you would hit the wrong one, and the ghosts would come out of the
What was
grave.
her name?
And you gotta, like, run around.
The Fat Fairy had the Master Sword.
I'm talking about the magic sword.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the magic sword to get it at the graveyard. And if
Yeah.
you hit the wrong grave, the ghosts would come out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Better watch out for them graves. All right, well, and speaking of things falling on you, Deadfall Adventures coming to 360 and PC. Developer The Farm 51 is going to be releasing Deadfall Adventures. It's a first-person shooter / puzzler.
Published by Nordic Games.
Yep, that'll be coming out July 30th. The game takes place in 1938 and stars an explorer named James Lee Quartermain.
Isn't Nordic Games the publisher for,
not
not The Witcher,
I
right?
don't know, but our boy James is escorting a U.S. agent named Jennifer Goodwin, and their mission is to travel to an Egyptian temple and retrieve an ancient treasure, the heart of Atlantis, before the Nazis and the Russians get to it.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't Nordic
It's going
Games
to be
do
very
The Witcher?
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't Nordic Games publish The Witcher?
I have no idea.
I'm just trying to
Nordic
think
Games, the
across it.
name's new to me, baby. But yep. So not much else is known about the game other than that. Blacklight Retribution making its way to consoles. Now this game has been out on PC for a while now. Zombie Studios just recently confirmed with IGN that they have bought the worldwide rights for the console version of Blacklight Retribution, and we will be seeing that soon.
Is that like the sequel to Tango Down?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
That clears it up.
Boom. So that'll be coming, and if you
Not
play
much of a PC game.
if you've played it on PC, then you already know what it's going to be like on
Tango
console.
Down was okay.
It was okay.
That was on arcade, wasn't it?
Retribution's definitely better.
Is that
Definitely
the one,
better.
was Tango Down the one where the environment actually blew up around you?
Maybe so. No, I think you're talking about
It reminded me a lot of Killzone.
You're talking about the one. I know what you're talking about.
Breach.
Breach. Yeah.
Those mechanics were awesome.
Yeah, they were. That was a good one. That was a good one because the wall would blow up if you. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was awesome. Blacklight was a little bit more modern. You know,
it was like Killzone to me.
Yeah. That's a good analysis there. Comparison.
Boom! And we got that that crazy new DLC coming for Metal Gear Rising.
Soul of the Snake.
A special Soul of the Snake is a special wooden sword that speaks in Solid Snake's voice when used.
My snake is solid and it has soul.
Your sword will be talking to you. DLC number 2 puts you in the shoes of enemy cyborg Jetstream Sam. That'll be some single player DLC. And DLC number 3 lets you play as LQ-84I, the robot dog.
Sounds like they're really weird.
That's why I put down here crazy. New DLC.
Crazy.
Coming from Metal Gear Rising.
Play as your robot dog. Dog.
Boom. And this right here makes me glad I did not get Ninja Gaiden 3 when it first came out and waited. Because now Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge will be coming out for 360 with improved everything. And
so would they improve everything?
And it's going to have smart glass support. So
everything, dog. Yeah, I am glad. After you told me about
they
all
took
the
out that
the QTEs.
Yeah, a bunch of those. They ramped up the difficulty because people were complaining it was way too easy, especially for Ninja Gaiden standards.
Yeah, because that's the Ninja Gaiden 2 or Sigma or whatever was extremely difficult.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure all the DLC that's come out for it so far will be on there as well.
I'll be getting it because I didn't buy Ninja Gaiden either, so.
Looking forward to getting Ninja Gaiden 3 at a budget price.
They say the smart glass will provide you with off TV play features like used in the Wii U version. It'll also allow you to keep track of your gameplay stats and access YouTube of areas other players have cleared to help you get through them. So, cool deal.
Bada bang. And big news for Mass Effect fans. And kind of sad news, the final DLC for Mass Effect 3 out now, or it'll be out by the time you hear this.
And man,
it's a big one.
It's a big one. They got all the voice actors to come back for this puppy. And over here at Frag Tag Radio, we are big.
They even had the composer come back and do more music for it too. So I mean, this is a huge.
They say expansion. You will also get a chance to rekindle past romances, which
I'm
I thought was
forward to that.
Yeah, I know you are.
Laying the Shep Dong one more time.
So, when a sinister conspiracy targets Commander Shepard, you and your team must uncover the truth through battles and intrigue that range from the glamour of the Citadel's wards to top-secret council archives. Uncover the truth and fight alongside your squad, as well as the cast from the original Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2, including Erdnot Rex. When the adventure is over, reconnect with your favorite characters from Mass Effect Trilogy. Try your luck with the Citadel Silver Coast Casino, blow off steam in the Armax combat area, or explore and furnish Shepard's own living quarters on the Citadel. With unique content and cinematics featuring your friends and romance interests from Mass Effect Trilogy, Mass Effect 3 Citadel offers one final chance to see your characters you've known through the years and rekindle those loving romances.
Oh, baby. And that was all quote straight from the BioWare blog, by the way. Don't want to get any hate mail.
Well, that's kind of the description. I don't think we'll get any hate mail from some people.
We don't want anybody to get their joystick in a knot. Anyway, Metro Last Light coming in May, and a lot of people were wondering because THQ just went bankrupt and sold off Metro Last Light. They sold off the developer of Metro Last. I mean, it was a fire sale. They sold off everything, and people were wondering if the game was still on track to release on time. So it actually has been pushed back, but not that long, just by a few weeks, and it'll still be coming out courtesy of the new publisher who has purchased the game.
Cool deal.
And Just Cause 3 teased out by Avalanche Studios.
Good news. I love Just Cause 2.
Just Cause 2 was great. Just Cause 1, not so much.
Not so much. But Just Cause 2 was off the hook.
It was.
Off the hook.
Off the hit.
Off the hook. Off the meat rack.
I should cry.
Scrap.
So,
So they just teased it. They showed a screenshot or a poster, and they say it's either
the dude is skydiving. I mean, where else do you do that but Just Cause?
Yeah, they said Mad Max was the only other thing they thought it could be.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not.
Mad Max.
Yeah. Well, they are rebooting that.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, but they don't. This is definitely Just Cause 3. They didn't say it, but by looking at it,
you can tell by the screenshot.
He even had the grappling hook. It looked like.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Mad Max didn't have that.
No, unless they're just trying to say, "Hey, we're going to make Mad Max more like Just Cause."
Bionic Commando.
Yeah.
That was a classic back in the day.
Bionic Commando was. They even remade it for 360.
Rearmed, yeah. They had two, Rearmed and Rearmed 2.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, one was arcade, wasn't it?
Both of them were. The second one wasn't as good as the first one.
Was
the first one was great.
Yeah, one
of them released in retail.
Oh, you're talking about the other Bionic Commando that came out. That was a 3D one, where you were in like 3D space swinging around and stuff.
Yeah.
The one I'm talking about
was the arcade. I know.
It was on arcade, and it was like they redid the game, and it was still side scrolling from left to right, just like the old.
I know, but I just knew that they made a retail version of a game of a Bionic Commando. It wasn't very good.
No.
Yeah. Well, it didn't get bad reviews, but it didn't get good reviews either. It was somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle. Not a booger, but not a beast.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, Remember Me coming out June 4th, and this is a game that I've been watching for a while. It kind of reminds me of like what was that game that came? Mirror's Edge.
Good game, by the way.
Kind of like that a little bit, but and then it's got like that mixed with hydrophobia and something else. I don't know. It's crazy looking, but. Take place obviously in the future, and everybody's got these implants in their head, and you can alter people's memories.
They're wearing Google Glass?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You can hijack their memories. You can alter their memories. I
Deus
mean,
Ex.
it's crazy. It's crazy. The hero or protagonist in this game is a chick, which it has been happening more and more. I've noticed a lot more female protagonists than there used to be, which is a good thing, I think. But yeah, so that's coming out June 4th. Let's see. Capcom's describing it as a futuristic action-adventure game where you can steal and alter people's memories. From developer Don't Nod, and that's, like I said, June 4th in North America and June 7th in Europe. Cool. And Don't Nod and Capcom have plans to make a sequel and extend the franchise into next-gen, provided this first game does well.
BattleBlock Theater release window has been released, which is interesting because for so long this game has been rumored. Everybody's known it was coming, but they've been very tight-lipped on when it was coming. Yeah. And I know recently you've been playing the beta on it, which you'll talk about a little bit later. But it's going to be released finally in the spring of 2013. So
looking forward to it. Everybody loved Castle Crashers, and everybody's going to love BattleBlock Theater, too. I can tell you right now. It's an awesome game. All right, Dishonored, next DLC is the other side of the coin. Now, this is the Dishonored DLC we've been waiting for.
This
is not Dunwall City Trials. No.
God.
This is the real deal.
And by the way, if you didn't play Dishonored, do yourself a favor and go down and pick it up now. It's also on the game sale. Well, I guess by the time you hear this, game sale will be over.
It's short, but it's short and sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Man, that game is awesome.
One of the sweetest games of last year, for sure. It's up there. Definitely in the top 5.
Game is off the hook.
It is.
Off the meat rack.
It is.
Off the chains.
It is. Telltale Games teasing more Walking Dead before Season 2.
I know. When I saw this bit of news, I was happy as hell.
You are?
Yeah, because not only did it confirm Season 2 for us, which we all knew was coming, but it confirmed it. Yeah. It also said, you know what? We're going to give you some more, so you ain't got to wait so damn long. Yeah. Thanks, Telltale. So I don't want to wait so damn long.
That's a good thing.
Show them some love.
Because I'm going to tell you what, Walking Dead was
So I'm wondering, what is it going to be like one just big long episode instead of a whole season, or
They'll probably release an extra episode to tie in season 1 and 2. That's what I'm guessing. Just be one episode, like episode 6.
episode 5.5?
Yeah. I got some interesting rumors. I don't know. Usually we don't spend too much time talking about rumors on this show.
Speak on it.
Telltale was looking at what to do next because after The Walking Dead. And I know, now they're working on season 2, but they want to keep with the episodic format and kind of like the point-and-click type gameplay. And they were thinking of other games that they could kind of go that route with. And it's rumored, now this is just a rumor, but it's rumored that Game of Thrones is going to be their next adventure.
Say it ain't so.
Which I think...
You know what I need is a point-and-click Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles adventure from them. That's what I need.
That would be epic.
Well, I think they do a little bit more mature stuff than that.
Come on now. Hey, man, the origins of the Turtles is from comic books, and they were very mature.
Hey,
That's
man,
true.
come on, man.
That is true.
Yo, there was blood in those kind of...
Not blood.
The Turtles were ill before they got put
Leonardo
on.
used to flip people off and say, F you, dude.
Yeah, before that cartoon came out in the 80s, the Turtles were hardcore. All right, they may have gone towards the kids from then, and that's how we knew them was as kids. But they were hardcore in the comics.
Hardcore. They had to tone it down a little.
Next time you happen to find yourself at the comic book store, you look for one of them old issues, pick that baby up. Yeah,
cuss words on every single page.
Hey man, even the first Turtle movies had curse words in them.
Vulgar.
Raphael.
Yeah, damn, I lost a sign.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get it back.
They said, "Damn,
Hell yeah."
those vulgar ass turtles."
When they went to the Foot Hideout, the main song said nothing but "damn it."
Hell yeah.
Oh my
The
Lord.
little kids in the shredder's lair were smoking cigarettes. Yeah. Come on now.
Well, that brings back.
Hey dudes and dudettes,
Yeah.
Major League butt kicking's back in town.
Yeah.
They were
Oh,
hardcore.
yeah.
They said ass kicking.
Well, I mean, come on now.
Who's PG?
All right. Well, now that we've talked about the mature Teenage Mutant
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles. No, but all seriousness, if they did Game of Thrones, I think that's a series that would work good for their format.
It would,
because it's very story centric. So
yeah, but they would have to get the original voice actors from the show, or it would fall flat.
An absolute must. Yeah, definitely.
Without them, they might as well not even try.
Yeah, because the people would just think it's generic. Like I'd be like, dude, who the hell? This ain't Rob Stark. That ain't Rob Stark. This is Jobo. Bobo.
That's not Dogface. Who the hell is that?
I mean, yeah. So
He sounds just like him, just with a raspy voice and a little bit of a, drunken twang to him. It's okay.
have Tyrion Lannister talking like this. So Deus Ex Human Defiance trademarked.
Bam.
Deus Ex was a great game.
It was, and I would love to play another one. So the fact that they've trademarked this gives me high hopes for a sequel.
And that sums up the article.
Pretty much, there's nothing known beyond the trademark.
But yeah,
Here's some big news for J-Ray. Battlefield 4.
Confirmed.
We didn't know Battlefield 4 was coming.
I mean,
but for next
I'm
gen,
saying, a big fan like you, though. That's news.
Lord, yeah. You know me, favorite game of all time, game of the year.
You'll be playing for Battlefield 400 too.
Hey man, you're not alone. I think we have another Battlefield fan in the audience here.
These fuckers. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Damn.
I don't have anything else to say.
I know.
But no, Battlefield 3 was a good game.
It was. I liked it. I actually just got it. And
I watched a YouTube video of a guy flying the jets, and I must have watched him rack up about a 20 kill streak from the jets. He knew what he
That's
was
why I don't
doing.
like Battlefield.
But yeah, but
True.
what is cool is if you actually take the time to learn how to do that stuff, which is very difficult.
It is.
And it's frustrating as hell because
It's
you're going to
tedious.
die a whole lot learning how
yeah.
to do that. You know how many times I've gotten in a jet and just crashed instantly and died?
oh yeah.
It is so difficult, but if you actually take the turn to learn how to do it and dogfight in the air, it's really
fun.
sick.
Yeah.
But it's just such a hard learning curve for your average person to just pick up.
Yeah.
Most people are going to get frustrated before they get to that point and be like, screw this.
They might try the helicopter.
I'm standing on the ground with my
Helicopter's
M16.
just
Bump
bad.
that.
That helicopter's harder than the jet, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Except for you don't have to find room to take off.
That's true. Yeah.
God, oh man, it can be extremely frustrating. I will give you that, but it's a high risk, high reward type system here. I
I guess. harkens back to the old school days when games actually took skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Battlefield 4 has been confirmed for next gen, as if we didn't know. So maybe Battlefield 4 will on the next gen system will look like Battlefield 3 did when they showed it off.
Jeez.
You know, because Battlefield 3 looked phenomenal when they showed it off, and I'm sure it looked that way on the highest of high-end PCs.
Yeah.
But they led you to believe it was going to look like that on PS3
console, yeah.
and 360. And if you installed that extra,
Texture pack.
Yeah.
it did look good. But come on, it was nothing like that.
No.
They pulled a Killzone 2 on us.
Yeah, they did. All right, Witcher 3. Now, I'm actually the only person in this audience who has beat that game. J-Ray, he'll beat it one day.
One day. I've played it, but my trials of The Witcher 2 have been long thrown out on the table for this podcast. Everybody knows what I think about that game.
Yeah.
But
hate that mini map.
It feels like a chore. It feels like, oh man, God, I gotta go home and play The Witcher 2. Crap. Games ain't supposed to be like that. I'm at work, like, damn, I wish I could stay here so I ain't gotta go home and play Witcher 2. It's just that's the way it made you feel. But all joking aside, The Witcher 2 was a good game.
Oh yeah.
There was just some problems with it.
You're like me on the episode 50 talking about Battlefield.
Yeah, Battlefield 3 is a good game, but it sucks. I mean, but it's a good game. No, I ain't hating on it, except for the fact that it sucks. Like, all right, Pete, you're saying the same thing, or two different things here. You're contradicting yourself. I ain't contradicting nothing.
I'm just telling you it sucks, but it's alright, though.
No, but The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is supposed to be the end of Geralt of Rivia's story, and the world can.
I'm trying to find out how many more times he lays the dong on Triss Marigold. That's what I want to know. What I want to know.
The game will last for approximately 50 hours, and during those hours, the world can reach a total of 36 different states, depending on the player's choices.
Depending on him, yeah.
Pretty cool. Well, hopefully one of those states is laying the dong on Triss Marigold.
Oh, come on now. Gerald, come on. He's going to be laying the dong.
Laying the D.
I mean, I donged Triss and I donged that guard for what's-his-face who was following you around the whole game. I donged both of them
donged
broads.
them?
Donged them. Both of them broads. Laid the wang on them.
But, so...
Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag announced and details. Who knew?
Originally, this was rumored to be a DLC for Assassin's Creed 3, and I guess...
You were telling me about it, yeah.
And they came out, and all of a sudden, boom, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and I was like, whoa!
Whoa! I thought that was DLC!
Come on, dog! Come on, dog! But no, they, supposedly, the interesting part is you'll be the character, the lead character, which is pirate-centric. You're a pirate assassin now. Yeah. In the Caribbean and South Florida.
A privateer, and an assassin.
Yeah, and it's Edward Kenway. Hatham's dad and Connor's grandfather.
Yeah.
So
getting down as the granddad.
You'll visit Havana, Cuba, Kingston, Jamaica, and the southern tip of Florida, along with the rest of the Caribbean. The world of Assassin's Creed 4, well, a skull and assassin symbol it has, which is a new symbol. It's the pirate symbol inside the assassin symbol. Yeah. Big deal.
It was a big deal to them.
Yeah, well, it's going to be coming out October 29th on 360, PS3, PC, Wii U, and also will be coming to next-gen consoles, although we're not sure if that date's concrete for next-gen as well. So
that's for sure.
Yeah, and they said, this game's been in development for a couple years, and Ubisoft said this is the reward of having multiple teams working on multiple different chapters of the game, and each having several years to work on their chapter. So, this isn't a game that they just started making right after Assassin's Creed 3. It's not rushed or anything. They basically said, don't worry about that. This game's been in development for quite some time. Yeah. And we knew that with Assassin's Creed 3. Same situation, because Revelations came out in a completely different team that was on Assassin's Creed 3. So
it's going to be a good game. I'm
worried about Assassin's Creed getting watered down, though.
It is. It's starting to feel that way.
And right now they're on that cusp. But how long have we said that about Call of Duty?
Yeah, that's true.
We've said it for a while.
And it is getting watered down.
It is.
Well, it is, and I think even Microsoft might see that coming, and I think that's why they've partnered or rumored to have partnered with EA this time instead of Activision for the next generation.
So maybe a new Medal of Honor.
I hope not.
Battlefield.
Yeah, I hope
Probably.
not. Medal of Honor.
That's what EA's banking on now is Battlefield. They've put Medal of Honor on the back burner. Matter of fact, they announced recently that after the poor performance of this last Medal of Honor, that they're not going to make one for a while. And Danger Close, the developer, got shut down, I think.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, did they?
They did.
So-
I mean, that's 2 games now that they've just dropped the ball on, you know, and 2 Medal of Honor. So I don't know how. In this day and age, with this economy, you don't get second chances. Much less thirds.
Yeah.
With Electronic Arts, you've got BioWare, who makes a ton of great games. You got Dead Space. Bulletstorm was released under EA. A ton of great games. EA makes all the best sports games.
Yeah.
I thought Bulletstorm was epic.
Except for basketball.
I thought Bulletstorm was epic.
I think it was Epic.
Epic was
The developer, wasn't it?
yeah.
EA published it. Gotcha.
Yeah, EA
Okay.
published it.
All right. I thought Epic published it.
Nope, Electronic Arts.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Gears of War Judgment info to round off the news here today. Gears of War Judgment will have execution mode. And a lot of people have been wondering about this, asking about it. It will have it, but it's going to be a DLC. The good news is it's going to be a free DLC. And that will come out shortly after the game releases, where we will also be getting an extra multiplayer map for free as a free DLC. This map is called Haven. No relation to the Halo 4 map.
Yeah, let's hope it's as good as the Halo 4 map. Haven.
Hopefully it will be.
The Majestic map pack, which we'll talk about in a second.
The Haven multiplayer map.
Awesome.
Let's see. Haven is a frozen ancient monastery in the Azura Mountains, featuring a circular layout with all paths leading to the center. Lead level designer Jim Brown says nowhere is really safe.
That sounds just like Haven.
It makes for an yeah, it does. It makes for an especially hectic domination games because the rings are easy to access and difficult to defend. Both of those DLCs, the execution mode and the Haven map, will be sponsored by Maxim magazine.
Dude, that sounds just like Haven on Halo.
It does sound just like Haven.
Maybe they're doing it kind of as like a tribute to it.
Maybe.
Holy hell!
We'll have to find out. Tune in when Gears Judgment comes out. All right, Gears of War Judgment Season Pass announced, and we got the info for you. This might be the cheapest Season Pass I've ever seen.
Yeah, $20.
1,600 Microsoft points for the Season Pass. That will get you six multiplayer maps, 2 new modes, 5 exclusive weapon skins, and 4 unique armor skins. Plus, it will grant you a permanent double XP boost.
Yeah, that's different.
That's pretty cool.
Early access to the multiplayer maps and 2 add-on DLCs that can play. Man, this is unbelievable, dude. I might actually have to get a season pass.
Oh, no.
I know.
You and a season pass?
We don't get along
Never.
too well, but I actually might have to get that double XP boost because it will force me to play more Gears online.
Yeah. Well, you do need to do that.
Come on, dog. Dog, why you got to do this to me, Gears? Now I'm going to have to get the season pass.
Oh. And you were so looking forward to paying
what
full price for each DLC one by one.
Since I'm getting Gears for 40,
Yeah.
I can take that extra 20, which I would have spent on the game, and throw it towards that Judgment Pass.
Oh, jank. It's like getting the full package for 60.
Ooh, wait!
Well, that's how it was back in the day. You used to get the full game, the full package when you first bought it.
Yeah.
I got the full package.
Whoa! Whoa! We don't want to hear about any phoenixes rising in this
We
room.
don't want to hear about anybody's package up in here.
And with that, the news is over, and it's on to Steve-O's Ultimate Breakfast Buffet, where he's going to talk about the Warcraft updates.
And then
And
we'll
possibly
move on.
something else. Who
Then
knows?
we'll move on to Matter of Fact.
Matter of fact.
Basically, patch 5.2 is coming out really soon. Where a lot of people are speculating that should be when you hear this Tuesday coming up. Last Tuesday they did a big maintenance that shut down all the realms. So we think that they did the majority of the updates already, and they're just waiting for the final push for this coming Tuesday. And it's gonna be good stuff. They had already
Good stuff.
It's gonna be
sounds
good
like
stuff.
a bottle of liquor, you know?
It's going to be good stuff.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Well, there's going to be a mixture of good stuff in this. There's, for example, a new multifaceted new quest hub that's going to happen to be incorporated. Pet battles were improved. New world bosses.
You know how you love them pet battles, too.
You know it. You got to collect them
Love
up.
them pet battles. People still swooping in and grabbing those rares that you were sitting there waiting on.
They're going to have brand new pets and mounts, assorted bug fixes, and such like. It's always going to have a bug here and there, and the best thing to do is to pull up a ticket and let Blizzard know so that they can go ahead and fix it, just like any other game. You would want to tell the publisher to fix it, or I'm not going to play anymore.
Right.
People still swooping in and grabbing those ultra rares out from.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
Oh man,
you know it. See, all the new stuff that's out now is going to be old stuff for when the new stuff comes out on Tuesday. So I'll actually have a chance to get those old stuff that were new.
So what you're saying is you got to be a day late and $1 short because these people keep on robbing.
Yeah.
Those assholes.
They'll be like, I will guarantee.
Submit a ticket on that.
I will guarantee there's going to be like one type or a couple types of pets that are going to be exclusive. Only one area that will drop them or spawn them or whatever. And you will have 5 to 8 people that are into pet battles will hover that area. And it'll probably even be worse since now they've got, it's been this way for a while, but Cross Realm, where different people, let's say me, I'm on Moonrunner, we'll have like 2 or 3 different realms that can play into my realm. Right. So I'm now fighting to not only get my quests done, but I'm twice as hard trying to fight to get my pets and all this other stuff. Yeah. So it's I think that they should have stayed with just the... if you're going to look for a raid, that's fine. If you're going to do BG, which is Battlegrounds, that's fine. Stuff like that you need a multitude of people that you may not have on your server. But when it comes down to quests or something that's for your server, get off my server. Get on your own crap and do your own thing.
Let them know, Steve.
Let
them know.
Off my damn server.
Get off Steve-O's damn server.
Basically, everybody's looking forward to the 5.2. The new Tier 13's coming out soon. I think I said that right. For PvE, and I think it's Season 13 as well for PvP. Both sets look great. There's you can look just about anywhere on the internet. They look awesome. Which means that every time that a new tier comes out, the older tiers get a markdown, and that means good stuff for transmog. Basically, you can transmog, for those who don't happen to know or deviled in it. If you happen to do some quests and you got some nasty mixed match armor, you can go to this one person and pay him some gold per item and transmog it to make the skin, the nice skin. So you could have, like, for example, my original set that I have on my person is all mixed match, but I put a PvP skin on it, so I'm all beautiful.
Gotcha.
So
you're not looking all sluggish out
exactly. You don't look like a $5 hooker on the corner.
You don't want to look like that, like showing up to prom in a pair of khakis and a damn polo shirt.
Yeah, and your wang hanging out.
Oh my lord! I don't know if it's that bad, Steve-O.
Maybe it's a personal experience.
Got your John Wayne hanging out.
Making sure to salute a few ladies.
We could tell Steve-O does not like mismatch.
So everybody's hyped up about 5.2.
Let that be a lesson to all them people walking around. Stop walking around with your wang hanging out.
So
your clothes match up. What's wrong with you?
I am going to be dabbling into an older hobby of mine, some tabletop stuff. So I'm going to sit there and maybe talk a little bit about that later on.
No doubt.
So I got the new 6th edition rules for Warhammer 4000 or 40K as it's called, and it's going to be fun. I heard that the new rules are going to be great. So I've got 2 armies already from the previous set that came out. I've got the Codex Forum. I've got the new rules. So all I'm going to do is just basically find somebody who wants to chill with me, learn the rules, roll some dice, and.
How much do sets go for?
It's pretty expensive. I mean, it depends on what your hobby's going to be. That's all it is. For example, to probably get you started is probably going to cost you probably a good $150.
Ooh. That's a hefty entry fee.
Yeah, it is.
But you don't want to do it unless you're serious about it.
Yeah, and I personally, I like painting. I like miniatures. I like moving them around. I like scenery. I like rolling dice, and it's something to get. I love my Xbox, and I'll keep playing.
Do you have to paint them, or can you buy them pre-painted?
No, they don't come assembled. They don't come painted. They just, you put them together, and you don't have to paint them. It just looks nice.
But that's like walking around with your wang.
Yeah,
exactly.
Let's be real here.
Yeah, I don't paint the greatest, but I've started painting some of the miniatures that I have.
It's a hobby,
acquired.
hobby type thing.
Yeah.
So,
and
my brother would like something like that.
The place that I went to, World's Best, out on Warwick. I went over there today, and a lot of great people. So
World's Best.
It's nice to play some video games online, and then maybe take a small break, play some outside of the house, then come back, play some more Xbox. So,
For sure.
get that nice rounded effect.
Gotta get out and get some exercise.
Yeah, can't always be sitting in a chair having your wang hanging out,
baby.
So don't go to Steve-O's house and play co-op on the couch. You might be susceptible to a wang hanging out.
I play Xbox in the nose.
Whoa!
Hope this game don't got local co-op. The last time that I played a local co-op game and went to Steve-O's house, I saw some things. I saw some things.
I was wondering why there was a little musk in the air.
Don't you do no video chats with your Kinect. You will be incensed.
That's Sony 3D TV.
So let that be a lesson. If you get something on your Kinect that pops up and says video Kinect call from Steve, do not then accept without checking with him first.
Because you never know what could be on the other end.
It might be Steve-O and Steve-O Jr.
Just hanging out.
Wow.
Steve and O.
Oh, man.
All right, enough Wayne talk for the night.
That's about all I
We
got.
talked about packages, and Phoenix Risings, and Wangs all night. We've been getting it.
Getting it already.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, well, that's all I got for right now. I mean, other than looking forward to that new 5.2 coming out.
Steve-O's Ultimate Breakfast Buffet.
Complete.
Achievement unlocked.
Achievement unlocked. And so,
Matter of fact.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go a little retro, mostly for the fact that when you pick up those old systems and you hold the controllers, the nostalgia, right?
it is.
And I mean, you can get the same, I guess, almost the same experience like through it, Xbox Live Arcade or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Retro
there's something
City
about-
Rampage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good game.
It is. But yeah, it's mostly just for the nostalgia of it, and also just the fact that you're collecting it. I don't know. I kind of like the fact that I have like Atari cartridges just floating around, and
Yeah.
old PlayStation games sitting around just to
Like
kind
a
of
flea market over
Super
there.
Nintendo cartridge.
Yeah. I mean, you come in, man, you might find something you like.
PlayStation 1 games.
You go to Steve-O's, you might find something.
Whoa! Watch out. But yeah, I mean, like
Calm it down. Calm it
For all
down.
you ladies out there, let me be clear.
No.
Oh,
you
no.
ladies out there.
It's too late to be clear now.
Man, that's a down periscope right there.
Oh.
Man, not cool.
But I mean, it also
Or an up
comes back
periscope.
to
I don't know what kind of mood you're in.
it comes back to what we were talking about earlier too. With games today are just so forgiving.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember playing Mega Man 2 or like
Mega Man.
Hard as hell.
the sense of accomplishment you got.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, oh yeah. Take
I think
that.
that's why so many people like WoW, because isn't WoW really difficult? Like,
See, I've never even played that.
I think
so-
that's why, because I was talking to one of my friends who's really big into WoW, and he said it just reminds him of how games used to be, like, difficulty-wise. Like, certain sections you have to grind to get to where you can beat it, so.
It's one of those type of situations where if you're really trying to get the up-to-date gear and stuff like that, you want to do your homework on the bosses. You want to make sure you're in a good group.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing that I have a problem with WoW, though, is that you'll have people who have been playing a long time, and instead of being very helpful and try to point out what to look for, what
They
to
want to
do,
take advantage.
they want to sit there and degrade you very much so, and it makes
Because they've
newcomers
spent more
not
time on the game
Exactly.
than you have. That's bullshit.
and it makes newcomers not want to play the game. And I say this wholeheartedly: if you know how to do something, you know where to go, don't hold them by the hand all the time. Sit there, and if they didn't learn the lesson the first 2 times and they die and they're screaming for you to resurrect them, don't do it.
Call of Duty's a lot like that, where people are scared to get intimidated to get into the multiplayer if they've never played it before, because people will ream them out when they go 2 and 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not even fun for them.
That's kind of just about all first-person shooters competitively online, though.
true that.
Especially Gears.
So I mean,
When you die
Gears
in
was
Gears,
horrible for
you
me.
don't just die; you're humiliated.
Yeah, it's personal.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
But WoW's pretty bad about that, huh?
yeah. So I would just say with any game, it doesn't matter if it's PC or if it's console. If you see that somebody's struggling in something, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
try to sit there and be like, listen, these are some
Got
points
that word
we,
in there.
I'm gonna hold back the comments on that.
Yeah. But I mean, be more helpful because then that just promotes better gamers in
Definitely.
the long run.
Definitely.
So
I agree with you on that. That's definitely.
Not enough helpful gamers out there these days, that's for sure.
So go ahead, Matt. Sorry,
Well,
we cut you
no.
off.
Have you guys seen on the indie marketplace the arcade craft?
Arcade crap. Oh, that's kind of like the arcade thing that Xbox was trying to do for a while. where
they did. They tried. What was it called?
You build your own arcade.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that
and
called?
and you could
It
download
was like the arcade room or something. Where you
the arcade room. That's what it was.
You could download extra
It was
cabinets.
cool.
And, yeah, it was.
And I don't know. Did
I
they
think
do away
stopped
with it?
supporting it.
Yeah,
Because
because
they did away with it.
I remember going on there and setting up my arcade.
It might
yeah.
still be on there. I think they stopped releasing extra stuff.
I think they did too, like a year.
Because you could take your avatar through there and
Yeah.
kind of go to the different arcade.
You could visit friends' arcades and hang
Yeah.
out with them in their arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I got the indie one, and I mean, it's fun.
PlayStation 3 does something almost
was-
identical.
It was like
Home.
on home. Yeah,
Yeah.
on home they do the
well,
same thing.
That's pretty much what it was. It was PlayStation Home and then arcade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's just one of the little sections of home you can go to, but you can't build your own arcade. It's just a set up one,
Right.
with
Yeah.
all the old games. So, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Arcade
no.
Craft, same type of deal.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'd recommend it. It's fun. I mean, it's like, what, 240 Microsoft points?
Those
Yeah.
indie games can be cheap.
Yeah, so I mean, and it's addicting. I mean, at first it took you a little while. It's hard. I'll tell you that. You have so much money you have, then you have to earn it back by the end of the year. And if you don't, they start repoing your arcades back.
Oh, man.
So it's like sim arcade.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, you have to constantly, like, you can click on the arcade, adjust the price, $25 to $1.
Yeah.
The difficulty, you have to fix it. There's sometimes, and all the avatars that come there is everybody off your friends list. So, like, I'll see, P in there banging on an arcade, and you have to pick them up and throw them out. And then you have to, like,
Damn P, I tell you, can't control his temper for nothing.
well, yeah, man. It's
Do you got Steve Avatar in there with his wang?
Smacking
You got to grab him and throw him out too.
I know, right?
Him and P sitting there just banging things with that bad attitude.
It's a fun game, though. Maybe, like, the holidays come, and, like, this little avatar person pops up. It's like, the holidays are coming. You decorate your arcade. You'll get a boost. And, and you're like, oh, man. That's like a pumpkin, like some Christmas wreaths.
That sounds pretty cool.
It is. I mean,
Like
it passes the
summer
time.
passes the time.
It does. But,
Well-
I mean, other than that, I mean, I've just been playing, I guess, games that have been out, but I just now gone, like Battlefield 3, Crysis,
Halo 4.
yeah, Halo 4, which I'm quite impressed with. Like,
Yeah.
I really wasn't much
Tell
of a
me.
Halo guy. Like, I got, like, the first and second one. The third one I was kind of like,
Yeah, it started
ODST.
going downhill, and then
yeah.
and then 343 took over.
Yeah, and wow, they needed it. I thought it was the saving
We all
grace.
three, loved Halo. I mean, it got rave reviews from all three of us.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game. I'm going to have to, well, when we talk about that Majestic download map
Now,
pack,
Steve-O doesn't usually play a lot of first-person shooters, and he played a lot of Halo, too.
yeah, it's numerous times I remember playing Call of Duty with you, and
Oh, yeah, he played. That's right. You
it's not
did play
pretty,
Call of
though.
Duty.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3 you played quite a bit, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did, yeah, with the,
Black Ops.
yeah.
The first Black Ops. I
Yeah,
played a
you
lot.
did. That's true.
Me and Steve played survival all the time.
Yeah,
That's what it was,
that's
survival,
that's
yeah.
what I normally play.
Survival was cool. Survival was cool.
Especially the chaos mode that they came out with added on to it made it way more fast
what was
paced.
that? I didn't even see that.
It was a free add-on, I think.
Oh, was
the
it?
chaos mode was. Yeah, it was a free
Yeah.
add-on.
As soon as Black Ops 2 came out, I didn't even touch it.
It was survival, but they ramped up the speed by like 5,000.
Yeah, instead of having to wait
Just more
round
intense,
after
huh?
round, it would
Yeah.
be like as soon as you finished everything out, you had like this much time, like so short of a time before
Yeah.
the next
Prepare
wave came
and
in.
everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's almost like there's no waves at all. It's almost like it's just one continuous wave that just gets
Yeah.
harder and harder and harder.
Because
and harder
you're
and harder.
constantly moving around the map anyway, and you don't tell that another wave's coming in.
You're killing like 75 people a second, so
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was pretty good. It was like, it would have been cool in survival if they would have done it a lot like zombies, where there's secrets and stuff to figure out.
Yeah, it would have made it more in depth. I mean,
Might have gave it some more
Replayability.
longevity.
Yeah,
to it.
longevity, yeah.
I mean, but it was fun. I thought it was good.
I think it fits better with the zombies just because the whole point of zombies is that there's more of them than there are you.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get out of that scenario to go to a safer scenario.
Yeah.
And with this other, you're trying to hold down the point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Survival is supposed to be more like horde mode.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt. I just thought it would have been cool if they would have thrown some nooks and crannies, Easter egg type stuff in there.
No,
Just
definitely.
Yeah.
give you
Well,
something else to do other
and
than kill the hell out
If
of
you
it.
think about it, though, that's what 343 tried to do with Spartan Ops in Halo 4, and a lot of people are saying that they would have rather had Firefight.
Why couldn't they have
yeah,
both?
I forgot all about
Firefight.
Firefight. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why
That
couldn't
was
they have
fun.
both?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
Why
that's
did
what
they
I
just-
wanted to know. Why couldn't they have both? But given the choice between the two, I think I probably would have rather. I probably would have taken Firefight over.
You know, I
Spartan.
wouldn't
Really?
be.
Because I would have taken Spartan Ops.
I mean, Spartan Ops is fun, but after you play through a mission, you already know the story, and the waves are the exact same every time.
Yeah.
Whereas with Firefight, it was dynamically changing every time, and you could pick any multiplayer map you wanted, you know, and you just go on there, and it would be different enemies from different directions every time.
Yeah.
You know, whereas with Spartan Ops, it's everything's scripted.
It's like a mini game.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sounds like
it,
just
yeah.
trying
Like,
to waste a
going
little
through the
time till the
motions.
next
Each
episode
level
comes out.
is really fun the first time you play through it, but after you've beaten it once, I mean, you never feel like going back through and
That's
playing through it
really
again
good,
a second
yeah.
There's
time.
much more replayability in Firefight.
That's what I'm trying to say. For sure.
Enough said. Oh man, that's pretty much it. Unless you guys want to chime in on anything else.
I will chime in with J. Ray's Kona.
All right, chime it in.
Well, I mean, me and P pretty much going to cover the same things here. Crysis 3, we've both beaten now and played online.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Enough said, so moving on. Crysis 3 was great. Crysis 2, they threw a game changer in there with the bow.
They
The
did.
bow changed the game significantly.
That's when it came out, the second one?
Third one.
Oh, it came
Yeah.
out.
The bow is new to the third one, and it
Okay.
allows you to pretty much kill nonstop from stealth.
Yeah.
And they added like kind of
If you're a stealth player, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, they added kind of a loadout system with it, to where you can kind of switch loadouts on the fly.
Yeah, switch your attachments out.
And,
It's really cool.
Well, you could, if you remember, you could switch the attachments on the guns out in the last one. But I mean, like the loadouts, how you could quickly press B or A to load out a certain loadout of your skills.
Yeah, well, you can also change your ammo type on the fly and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, but that was in Crysis 2 too.
I
where
don't
you
remember
held-
being able to change the ammo type.
Yeah, you just held select, just like you did in this one, and you could change it. There wasn't as many choices in Crysis 2 as there was in this one. And on this one, there was a significant more amount of choices. But the bow changed the game. I mean, it does. Because you can stay stealth and kill a whole map's worth of people. Just hide, let your energy charge up.
And it's cool because you can pick your arrows back up.
I did notice that on videos, yeah.
After you've shot somebody with it, you can just walk over to the corpse, pull the arrow out, and back in your inventory.
Now, my question is, since, like I said, I got the first one. Now, when you're in stealth mode, if you shoot the bow and arrow, does it take you out of stealth mode?
No, which is why it's a game changer.
That's awesome.
That's why
Yeah.
it's such a game changer.
It's the only weapon that lets you stay in cloak while
Because even a
while
silencer on a gun
Yeah,
learns
it
you how to
took you out
cloak a
of it.
little bit in
Yeah.
this game.
I mean, enough to be
You
noticed
know,
by
it
them,
makes
yeah.
you flash a little bit to where you can get noticed. So a bow keeps you perfectly cloaked. It's a game changer. The game is Crysis. It's shorter than other Crysis
Yeah, well,
games.
Crysis 2 had like 19 missions, and Crysis 3 has 7.
7, but they're open world. They
Yeah.
had some secondary objectives all over the place.
Yeah.
And they're long missions. All in all, I really liked it. I thought it was great. The graphics seem to have been toned down a little bit. Just a little bit.
This is where we differ, because I think it looks the exact same
Well,
as Crysis 2.
the textures on some pieces, if you look at the walls and
And,
stuff.
Digital Foundry said that it looked better, so...
I know, but I definitely noticed a difference on like the boxes and stuff that
Who
were
knows?
sitting on tables. Like
It's all in the eye of the beholder.
I guess, because I'm going to tell you right now, in Crysis 2, when you saw a computer sitting on a desk or a notebook or something, it was crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
In Crysis 3, if you see a notebook sitting on a desk, it's got rigid textures
Is it
all
all
around
muddy and yeah.
Not too bad. It's not like it's bad or anything. I'm not saying that. It's just not as clear as Crysis 2.
Yeah.
And P made the point of what was the reasoning that you said? Because Crysis 2 was made for consoles.
Were made for consoles.
And
Crysis 3 had PC as lead platform.
yeah,
So
so
they
they
had to port it
probably
over.
had to
Yeah.
just dumb down the graphics
Yeah.
slightly to fit consoles. Like I said, you probably wouldn't even notice it if you just played through it. I was just looking for things that during my review sequence that I could comment on, and that was one of the things that I noticed.
Multiplayer is awesome.
It is. It takes skill to play.
The multiplayer maps are much more well thought out this time. Skyline, which was like one of the main maps in Crysis 2, is back again. And it's still as good as ever. Plus,
the one with the aircraft.
And there's a good number of maps. There's like 16 maps or some crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot of maps.
The one with the aircraft or the boat in the dry dock.
There's at least 12.
Is an awesome one. The dry dock one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me of the shipyard. Like if you had a map that was based after the shipyard.
Yeah.
Like dry dock 12 out there at Northrop Grumman. But yeah, I mean, I would go 4.5 on Crysis. I thought the only reason it didn't score higher is because it was very, very similar to the last game, and it was shorter. Right. But
gamer fatigue brings down the score just a smidgen.
Yeah, but great game. Would you agree with 4.5?
4.5 all day.
So the Halo 4 Majestic map pack I played, and I love it.
Me too.
And if you like Haven, the last map pack that came out was big maps, vehicles all over the place. Not this one. This is your 4-on-4 Slayer. Yep. Get them, got them good.
So if you're like me and you don't do good on the big maps, but you rape on the small maps, you're going to like this map pack.
It's like all of them are Haven size, maybe a slightly bigger or the same size. And my favorite map was Skyline, but I also really liked
Monolith?
Monolith, yes. Landfill was my third favorite, but it's still a good map. It reminds me of Cargo in Black Ops 2. Mm. So, they're great maps. If you like the smaller base maps, you'll love this. To me, it's one of the best Halo map packs I've ever played.
Yeah, out of all the Halos.
Yeah, out of all. Yeah, that's how good it is. So if you're looking for some more Slayer game modes and small maps,
yep, because they've got Slayer, and they've also got Capture the Flag on there as well, and Regicide.
Yeah, and SWAT.
SWAT? I haven't played SWAT yet.
I played SWAT. There might be one more, but I haven't seen it. But the only ones I've actually played is Regicide.
Do they have Domination on there or no?
I don't know. I didn't play that one.
They might be too small for Domination.
The only ones I played were those 4 that we mentioned. SWAT, Regicide, Capture the Flag, and Slayer. Those are the only 4 I played. So if there is...
I'd like to play Oddball on those maps.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or Flood. Flood would be good on those
maps. Oddball is one of my favorite modes, and it would be nice on those maps.
Flood would be a good match on that game type.
Flood, yeah. I haven't played Flood in a while. You know what I played today? I played some Griffball. And that is a lot of fun.
I've never played Griffball.
Really?
Never.
But the last time I played Griffball was Halo 3, so it's been a while.
Because you have to play it on a private game match.
Not anymore. It's on the main playlist now.
Oh! Yeah. Did not know that.
Yeah.
Got to play me some Griffball, Steve-O.
Go grab them balls, Jay.
Play the ball with the ball hanging out.
So, I love the map pack. I would say
definitely
it's a definite download.
Yeah, definite.
Download or delete.
Download that puppy.
Yeah, and that's about all I have. I've been tackling some Far Cry 3 like crazy. I love it. That game is Game of the Year quality. Of course, we didn't give it Game of the Year because of Halo 4. But
it was close.
If it didn't,
Assassin's Creed was close too.
Yeah,
but there was a lot of ones that were close. Mass Effect 3 was close.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if it wasn't for Halo 4, Far Cry 3 would have been my game of the year.
Yeah, Far Cry 3 did not disappoint.
Oh my god!
It was a great game.
Everything about it.
You've got it too?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Just the idea that you can see a shark. You just want to take a rocket launcher to it. Or whatever.
Dude, when you go underwater and you see schools of fish, stingrays, it's the most incredible detail in a game I've ever seen.
Turtle swims by.
Yeah, turtle comes up on the land, kill it, skin it, do whatever you want. I jumped up on a ledge and a damn cobra attacked me.
I know, yeah. And the Komodo dragons in there, like you just hear them. And you're like, where the hell are they? Where are they at? Where are they at?
There is so much to do. And the RPG elements, I mean, dude, the graphics, the open world, it's a jungle.
That's the only game where I could literally don't care about the multiplayer. Like
me too. Dude, it's massive.
It's a great game.
It's laughing. It's the first-person shooter version of Skyrim.
Y'all both look like y'all are about to bust a nut just talking about it.
And that's I am about to bust a nut just talking about it. No doubt though. Like I've been playing that and that's it's a great game.
I mean, there's so many unscripted events. I was on the shore.
Oh,
There was a
like me
fisherman.
after Gears of War Judgment comes
Alligator
out.
got him. Like, he was there, I turned around, I heard a thrashing, he was gone, and there was an alligator right there.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like...
Stuff like that just
wow.
happens in Far Cry.
Yeah.
And there's so many secret caves and stuff. Yeah, it's a great game. Definitely go out and get it. If you are basing it... Like, a lot of people didn't like Far Cry 2. I thought it was pretty good.
He's talking about me here.
Well, not just you. No, I mean, I'm sure there's several people that didn't care for Far Cry 2, so they're like, oh, Far Cry 3. But it's not your father's Far Cry. It's not Daddy's Far Cry.
No, it's not. What about Granddaddy's Far Cry?
It ain't your granddaddy's Far Cry. It's a new Far Cry. But and the characters and stuff.
If there's a game
The boss is off the hook.
If there's a game that could ever not keep J. Ray in a chair still for like 5 minutes while he's talking, I thought he was going to flip over. He was like, oh my God! Trying to get
Far Cry!
Well, nobody else has got it. I haven't been able to talk to anybody
Watch
else
out,
about
you're in the spray zone!
like a firefighter out here. No, but nobody else has gotten it that I've known, except for a couple people on my friends list I don't talk to so much. So you know how everybody has that friends list, and you got a few people on there that you added because you played a game with them one time and they never since talked to them.
Yeah.
And you just get on there and look at what they're playing, and you're just like, oh, this guy, this guy again. On here playing this game.
Still on Netflix, are you?
still playing Dead Space 2 multiplayer. Like, come on, dude.
I've got a guy on my friends list who's still playing Gears of War 2 every day religiously. He doesn't play anything else.
That dude needs to get a job.
He hasn't even upgraded to Gears 3 yet. Judgment's
That's what I'm saying. He needs to get a job by Gears 3.
I mean, it's got to be on the budget rack by now with Judgment right around the corner.
I mean, hell, they're probably giving Gears of War 2.
Yeah.
Giving it away. But nah, that's all I got, baby.
For sure.
What you got, P?
Well,
P's Picnic.
Yeah. First, I want to talk about the Microsoft Surface because I finally got it.
Is that what you want to talk about?
Oh yes. But
talk about it. P.
Well, before I start talking about the Surface itself, I want to talk about Windows 8 because Windows 8 has been the subject of much controversy with a lot of people. It's one of those things, either you really love it or you really hate it, and there's lots of people, and they've got a lot of opinions, but you're either on one side or the other. There seems to be no middle ground with Windows 8. You either love it or you hate it. And
depends what device you're playing it on.
Exactly, which is what me and you were talking about in the McDonald's drive-thru line.
We were actually talking about it to the with the person that works there, through the ordering.
Yeah. Letting them know.
Yeah. Hey, what's your thoughts on Windows 8?
Please repeat that, Sean.
Windows 8.
Windows 7?
They'll never get nothing right through them damn things.
But yeah, so it depends on, like, if you have an old desktop or you're on a laptop that doesn't have a touchscreen, you're going to want to stick with Windows 7. If you've got anything with a touchscreen, you're going to want Windows 8 because it's just such a big improvement over Windows 7. But you can only see that if you're on a touchscreen device. So with that, I will go into my review for the Microsoft Surface itself.
Now that we've touched on that.
Yes. Now that that's been
lay
touched
the groundwork for this one.
But it runs like a champ. Diablo 3 runs like a champ on here. I haven't tried any other big taxing games yet. I plan on trying Call of Duty on here and Star Wars
Saints Row
sometime soon.
Saints Row the Third, like one of the toughest games for PC to run, because I've read 2 reviews on the Surface now that says they wanted to try Saints Row on it to see if it could handle the top end game. Is that like a really big PC game or something? Like,
I have no idea.
Like stress wise?
I have no idea. It doesn't look that way on console.
I know.
But,
that's why I've been sitting here thinking, like, how could that game? But apparently, it's a very stressful game on your system. I don't know.
Yeah. I won't say tons, but there's a lot of Xbox games on there where you can log into your Xbox Live account. Yeah, I wouldn't say tons, but there's a good number of them on there, and you sign in and you can get achievements on the go, and you can. That's not just on Microsoft Surface. You can do that from any device running Windows 8, which makes it really cool. So if you've got if you anything running Windows 8, you could be getting achievements on, which I think is an exciting prospect. And you can see your friends lists and messages. You can pretty much do anything you can do on your Xbox, on Windows 8, plus all the other cool stuff that has always been a part of Windows. And it's
the PC in a tablet form.
Yeah, it is. It's really slick. Switching back and forth between Metro and desktop is just as simple as touching your screen. It's really fast, really responsive.
Talk to us about the battery life, because that's been a controversy of it. So.
Yeah, I've heard anything from 2 hours up to 8 hours. I think I'm averaging about 6.5. Maybe 7 if I don't use it much.
Now, let me ask you this. If you were to play Diablo, you just got a full charge.
Yeah.
You went to work, started playing Diablo at work, and just nonstop play Diablo. How long do you think you'd get out of it?
Probably 4 hours.
That much?
4 hours.
Okay.
Not 6.5, but probably 4. Maybe.
Okay. That's where people were saying that, look, 2 hour into the spectrum, they were saying that if you were playing like full-fledged PC games, you wouldn't get that little of battery life out of just basic everyday use.
It could also depend on what settings you're running the game on too.
Yeah,
I'm not running Diablo 3 on high settings. I'm running it on medium-low settings so that I don't have any problems. I want it running smooth as butter. And
smooth as butter.
If I got to sacrifice a smidgen, little bit of graphics, if my shadows have to be a little bit jagged, I'm cool with that.
For the greater good.
Yes, but it's definitely an expensive investment. The 64 gig model is $899. The 128 gig model is $999. And if you want the touch cover, that's an extra $100, and the type cover is $130.
Now, I mean, if you're going to buy a laptop, you're probably going to be spending around that anyway. You are. So it's not like if you're just wanting a basic tablet, you're probably not going to get a Surface.
A lot of people have been harking on the price because they're comparing it to other tablets.
Yeah, and it's not a tablet; it's essentially a PC, just shaped
in the
like
form of a tablet, right?
Yeah. So I mean, if you really just want a tablet, you're probably not going to. The Surface probably isn't for you. If it is, you're going to get the RT.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to go all out and get the Pro, because the Pro is for a guy who wants a PC experience.
Yep.
So.
And it does that, and it does it well.
I've been pretty impressed playing around with yours. I like it. It's definitely.
I'm going 4.5 frags on the Surface.
4.5 frags on the Surface.
Bada bing, bada boom. And then, I'm going to talk about BattleBlock Theater, but real quick. Recently, I played Flashback Enslaved. I had beaten Crysis 3. I was in a down mode. I didn't have nothing else to play.
Flashback.
Went over to the rack. Was looking for something that I had bought but never got around to playing. Enslaved caught my eye, so I played it. And I figured I was only going to play it for a few minutes just to see what it was about and go back to Forza Horizon. Next thing I knew, I'd been playing it for 8 hours.
Next thing you knew, he just woke up out of a blackout.
Yeah.
And 8 hours had gone by.
Yeah. Next thing I knew, the game had been beaten and the credits were rolling.
Like, what the hell just happened? Well, I'd tell you about the ending, but I don't remember it. I just blacked out. I was having so much fun.
It's a really awesome game, man. The way that the two main characters interact.
That's the coolest part of that game.
It's really awesome, and you can definitely see the distrust between the two of them when the game first starts out. But as it goes on, they kind of create a bond between each other. As you go through certain things throughout the game, and a lot of times in games like that, it kind of feels forced. But in Enslaved, it felt really natural. Which made the story that much more believable. Graphically, it's not the best game graphically, but it's not the worst either.
What's that RPG that we really liked?
Resonance of Fate?
Resonance of Fate. I think that's what I kind of thought of it graphically.
Yeah. The graphics are a little bit better than Resonance, but...
Yeah, not last gen, but not really up to first gen, like current gen, is what I would say.
Yeah. The gameplay mechanics are really tight. The combat is awesome. It was developed by Ninja Theory, who also did the recent reboot of Devil May Cry. Mm-hmm. So the combat, you'll definitely see some similarities there, especially in the way that you upgrade stuff. It's a good game, man. It wasn't too short. It wasn't too long. The characters, there's this one character, Pigsy, and that dude is hilarious. So there's some comedy relief in there. It's got a little bit of everything, and what it does well. So I'm gonna go 4.25 frags on Enslaved as a flashback.
And this is where, if we had a sound bite, it would say flashback.
Boom. All right, and then lastly, I've been playing BattleBlock Theater beta for the last few days. Best way to describe it is it's a mixture of Castle Crashers and Explosion Man thrown together with a level creator in it. So
Level creators are becoming popular.
even some of the characters from Castle Crashers are in this game. So and you can play as them. You can customize your character to look any way you want. You can switch out the heads and change out the features of them, make your character look different from everybody else's. Right. Well, it's not weapons in the sense like it was in Castle Crashers. You're not walking around with a sword at all times. Yeah. It's more of like there occasionally might be a weapon or a power up that you can use for a few seconds. Like they've got like wings, and if you find some wings on
Mario
the ground,
style.
you can put them on and fly through. Yeah,
Mario style, like raccoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Fireball.
The level editor is really in depth, and what's cool is you can play the level editor 2 players. Me and Solomon totally sat down last night together and made an entire level together. It took us like 3 hours, but we did it. And we play. You build a little bit, and then you play through it to make sure it works right. If it doesn't, you change a few things out, and then you just keep going until you've got a whole level, and then we play through the whole. And it's just. You could play like the first 20 levels of the game in the beta, and
that's a hell of a lot of levels.
It's not a demo; it's a beta, so that's why you get a few more levels than you would.
But still,
you
most
would
betas don't give you 20 levels. That's insane.
Well, the levels are short. They're like Mario World 1-1 and then 1-2. You know what I mean? So you get like the whole world 1-2 all the way through 1-20.
Sonic-ish.
Yeah.
Like all those games that you make, those levels, you can post them, can you share them?
Yep, you can share them online. You can download other people's levels.
Big Planet-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is in a way.
Joe Danger-esque.
Like
Child's Evolution.
The campaign is fun, but it's almost funner playing through the levels that people have made, and even levels that you've made yourself are fun to just make and play through. I had just as much fun making levels as I did playing through the pre-made levels.
Little Big Planet, most people don't even beat the main storyline. They go up there and play and make stuff and play their own and play other people's. Realistically, Little Big Planet and Little Big Planet 2, Little Big Planet 2 was a little bit more so, had a little bit more of a story, but there's no story whatsoever.
Right.
Hardly any. You just play through random levels, but people love it. People love it.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
This one, there is a story, and I might say things are funny or hilarious a lot, but Behemoth is really funny, and they nailed the script. I mean, when the intro comes on and they got like these little paper figurines, and they're like, "Oh, and there was a storm, but shoo, shoo, shoo," and it's just one guy.
Got little rascals in there.
It's just one guy narrating it, and there's these little paper guys, and they're in a boat, and there's like, "Oh, but there's a big tidal wave, choo, choo, choo," and the little paper guys start falling out of the boat. Oh man, I was falling on the ground.
That's kind of how Rascals did it.
Yeah.
You know how they did their little story in between trials or whatever?
They did, and it was good, but this is funnier. So, yeah. Definitely looking forward to the full release. Great game. I'm not going to frag it because it's a beta, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Download if you could.
Download if you could. Matter of fact, I think you can still register on Behemoth website, so I think it's thebehemoth.com/beta. I think is the address. So if you're interested, you can go there and try and sign up, and maybe they'll still let you in. But and with that, I think that is all the information we have for this week. It has been a good episode, and glad to have the whole crew here with us. I think our next episode our next episode will be the weekend of the 16th. So we will see you guys then.
Peace.
Frag Attack Radio.